Every single day, I'm gonna make something great. That's my way. Every single day, I'm gonna make something great. That's my way.
Hey everybody, it's me, Larasha, also known as Goddess Queen, Just Me 23, and then also Build a Nation by Word of Mouth. So I'm coming on here now just to give some update as far as the energy. Since the beginning of 2020, I have not done a video as far as when it comes to my Build a Nation by Word of Mouth. It's been over a year because of my spiritual awakening and then also the delays that I was receiving as far as with them playing with my phone and so on. So I continue to push more on my Goddess Queen Just Me 23 channel, and to date, me getting ready to be 2 years into that. As of June, I have 55,000 subscribers on that channel. So a lot has changed within this 1 year. A lot of things that I was going through when I first started doing my readings, and then also start doing videos on my Build a Nation by Word of Mouth. I was going through a stage of something called the Phoenix Rising, and that's pretty much when you start to get your DNA activations as far as where you come from, the things that have happened to your bloodline, and so on. And then that veil comes off as far slowly, but in a harsh way, because it starts with your whole history getting thrown in your face. So you get angry, you tend to react in certain ways as far as when it comes to the things that you're uncovering, and who you really are, but the things that you have been going through. So it's you having to suppress certain anger when that anger is also waking up your soul and your spirit, whichever order that you have. It's like a past life regression, but you're not going under, but it's more of getting hit with real reality, as far as your consciousness rising to a higher vibration at the same time. And then you're also learning who you are and what you dealt with and your ancestors dealt with, and all the anger and the pain and all the things that comes behind that. So you end up having to react in a certain way, not understanding what the true meaning is of you getting all that information, to understanding where we are now when it comes to the overall existence of who we are as human beings, and then who everybody else is on the earth. So with it being 2020 is a big portal gate for everybody as far as when it comes to their evolution, their growth, their bloodline, getting bloodline rights that have been taken away from them, manipulated, used against, denying of. Everybody's going to be able to get certain gifts, getting certain information as far as where you come from, no longer having that veil, no longer living in illusion. A lot of things that they have been hiding, they no longer can hide. So some of the things that they want me to talk about, and what I talked about in my Build a Nation by Word of Mouth, and then I also talk about in my Goddess Queen Just Me 23, the ones that are at a certain vibration of frequency that is not clouded from the illusions, the entertainment that we have been fed to us from, the elite, the Illuminati, the people that control life, and so on. Bloodlines, as far as bloodline, there's 5 important bloodlines: the Anunnaki, the Greys, the Reptilians, the Palladians, and the Mantis. Are the 5 bloodlines as far as when it comes to the first existence of who was the first people that was on earth. And y'all got to remember, if you go back to Ra's story, in his bloodline, they were the first, they were the Anunnaki that came on earth with the reptilians. And then also the Greys. So it's a chain of different species as far as why they were summoned here, we were here, as far as when it comes to the evolution of Earth and how genetics and everything has involved and been tampered with in order to gain access to making certain bloodlines stronger in order for them to be existence as far as human beings. And those were the 5 that took part of the experimenting of creating humans. And it started from the pyramid days with Isis and Osiris and so on. Again, Isis and Osiris was the first twin flames, as far as when it comes to yin and yang and feminine and masculine energy, being in union as one, and combining as one, for that. So February the 16th through February the 9th, it is going to be the first Mercury retrograde for 2020. And again, Mercury retrograde is typically when they harness the energy from the pyramids to shift everybody's energy and cause them to get off of their path, and then also bring certain rebellious energy or certain destructions, tower moments into people's lives when they're not aware exactly what's going on, or if their frequency and vibrations are not at a certain level. They're able to take them under influence on side of other things, to put these spells and certain things to make certain people act and respond in certain ways. So February the 16th through February the 9th is going to be the first Mercury retrograde. Mercury retrograde typically is when people reappear from your past. Certain technology, things go wrong, people acting rebellious, you being more of your darker side as far as when it comes to your shadow self, as you being a human being, than your lighter self. Also vivid dreams, using your intuition, and so on. Typically that's when a lot of people have certain awakenings during Mercury retrograde, and Mercury retrograde happens 3 times a year. And that's very significant when it comes to daylight savings times, because you remember daylight savings times was created by Benjamin Franklin in the 1600s. And since they've been doing the daylight savings time and reversing time and rewinding it back, we lose 2 hours every time they have done that since the 1600s. So just imagine, as far as when it comes to them keeping you trapped in a certain system, which also lowers your genetics as far as your DNA structure. It takes you also off of your sleep patterns and as well. So just imagine the control of your brain that they know that they're taking part of, as far as when it comes to your consciousness, your awareness, your 3D vessel of your body to help you be in tune with, the 5D realms, the 6D realms, the 7D realms, and so on. But again, with them tampering with water, with food, your vaccinations, it all is part of slowing and dumbing you down and causing you not to be able to stand in your true purpose, or, like I was saying, get the bloodline gifts, rights that you were given just to be humans. And those species, as far as those 5, they all have certain gifts that each one of them species carry, as far as just their genetics, their bloodline as well. So a lot of people are very, intuitive. A lot of people are getting used to using their intuition, following their gut instincts, not understanding what it is, but again, not denying the synchronicities and the signs that's in front of you. So if you start seeing during Mercury retrograde, I'm not going to say the 1s, the 2s, the 3s, because that's the lower vibrations. You want to get in the 4s, the 6s, and the 8s. 4s means stability, okay? That is your root in your heart chakra, as far as your chakras that you're wanting to work on. So if you start seeing a lot of 4s, that means that my higher self, my 3D body, which is my physical avatar body, is now connecting with my 5D spirit, my 5D soul. So if you're seeing 3s, that's letting you know, hey, both sides of you are now connecting. You're going to start seeing, the mysterious thing about the universe and these numbers and signs and why they were created to help shift you to get you into your purpose. So when you start seeing those fours, that's fours is letting you know that stability is coming back into your life. You are now taking control back of your life because now you're working with your higher self, your 3D body, and your higher self, which is your 5D spirit, your 5D soul, whichever one that you have. Okay. Working on your heart and your root chakra will be the best thing for you to do when you see those fours. So that's typically, again, relationships, things that hold a significant, meaning to your heart chakra space. And then your fours is your root, which is your foundation, your stability. So think about that. That's your career, your home life, your confidence within yourself, your relationships, the passion, that drive that you have within yourself. So that's what the fours are about. Sixes, okay? Sixes bring in past as well as it brings in harmony. So you're going to start remembering who you were as past lives. You're going to also start remembering certain relationships as far as who you have that's very significant in your life as far as friends and family members, enemies, and so on. That's where it says past starts reappearing, which again, some of these people are connected to your soul tribe. You have lived certain connections and relationships with them in other past lives that you're also remembering as far as when it comes to your awareness, your awakening, your spiritual journey, you shifting your consciousness, and so on. So sixes are very significant. That's one reason why they say 6666 is bad, because they know that at that time you're connecting with truly who you are, your bloodline, everything that's your genetics, your structure, where you come from. You also have the connections with your ancestors that are on the other side that are, also helping you and guide you and shift you and protect you. A lot of family members don't know, will be aware that the ones that they trust the most are typically their guides and their guardians on the other side. That's they're helping them, coming to them in dreams if they have access to get in their dreams because their third eye has been blocked, or they have them so scared to, access the unknown because of the things that we have been given in the Bible to slow us down, control the mass, and so on, and then install fear. So you're blocking that connection, you're blocking that birthright that you automatically have attached to those sixes. So just understanding what those sixes is, that has to do with your third eye and your crown. So if you start feeling energy in your forehead area, the top of your head, the back of your neck, the top of your shoulders, that's letting you know that you're having activations in those areas. If you also start seeing certain things, hearing certain music, certain songs, certain movies, giving you access to your blueprint, which is also giving you access to your birth structure, your DNA, your genetics, your whole ancestral history at that time. Okay, then you get to the eights, and if you're seeing eights is about your solar plexus chakra, and also your sacral chakra. I know I'm probably saying it wrong, but that is your Kundalini energy, and Kundalini typically represents your confidence, your fire, your passion. That is also the Anunnaki species as far as when it comes to your genetics, your DNA structure, as far as when it comes to that. Okay, that fire, Ra was fire, his bloodline was fire. As far as when it comes to that blood, again, Anunnaki blood is the majority of the blood as far as when it comes to human beings, in order for them to be human beings because of who God is and where they come from and so on. So you're going to understand when you start getting access to your genetics, they're going to push you to certain species. And like I said, it could be the Anunnaki, the Greys, the reptilians, the Mantis, the Palladians, to study those. And when you start studying, and that's the one reason why they assassinated JFK, because JFK did go live on the news to announce that there was two different divisions as far as when it comes to the government. The Illuminati was circling and, taking control of the government. He was also a bloodline of the Illuminati as well. But again, regardless of what bloodline where you come from, we have to remember we are all recurring souls and recurring spirits. So we all have our own spiritual awakenings. When we have that aha moment, ourselves separate from everybody else. So everybody else has that awakening on their, not all together. And that's the thing, when if it was all together, then we wouldn't be where we are now. But we are going to get to a point where everybody is going to be activating depending on what the most genetics that they have, and how 2020 is also about your body structure changing too. So your genetics changing. When you start activating those species, certain gifts, all that starts changing. So certain people's bodies are not going to be able to take the new evolution of human beings because of the things that they have been eating, the things that they have been taking part of, and so on. So that's one reason why they controlled the mass so long, so they can control how many people reach the number of this next, evolution step when it comes to being human beings. Okay, so they want me also to bring that to your attention too. So if you're getting pushed to heal yourself mentally, physically, as well as emotionally, the easiest way that I tell somebody to gain knowledge of a past life, heal, is energy healing, stones and crystals. This is the things that Ra and his ship and his crew came to Earth for, to take back to their planet, to get this information. Again, Earth was new land, new discovery to them. And that's what they had, the reptilians in the mines digging and getting the emeralds and the rubies and the stones that have been tied to the earth. Again, so certain stones bring certain vibrations, certain stones heal certain things in structures as far as your body. You can have certain trauma from certain past lives. If you have a certain part of, like, let's say your stomach that hurts, and you go to the doctor and the doctor says, I don't know what it is. That could have been something that you got stabbed in that, or had some type of trauma in that past life that you're trying to heal. You take part of these energy healing stones and crystals, they give you so much access to so much more than you can ever imagine. It will bring in your abundance. It will bring back your self-esteem. It will help you learn how to love yourself more. It would help you not to be be scared, be fearless, be courageous, and so on. Healing addiction, so on. Things that's in your body that you're not aware of, okay, to heal. All this stuff came from the earth. We are tied to the earth. We are tied to the earth as far as the root. So that's just as far as when it comes to the creation of who we are, okay? And that's anybody that's a human being can take part of that. And it also will help you knock off the negative aspects of those different type of species, because each species has their good characteristics about themselves and the bad characteristics about themselves as well. Okay, so also during Mercury retrograde, this is also a time when, again, they're harnessing the energy. They're hoping that everybody starts going off of their air energy that's in their birth chart and their fire energy that's in their birth chart, so they can react and do certain things in a bad way, to cause certain destruction or to bring certain tower moments to your environment. So keep in mind that this is going to be a period of disturbing the peace, because we just had Aquarius season, and again 2020, this is a big thing for human beings, because this is Aquarius, the water bearer decade, evolution. And again, that's Aquarius, as far as when it comes to tarot cards, is the Star card. That is a card about going through your self-discovery phase, realizing your self-worth, finding your sense of purpose, getting your spiritual gifts, because you have the availability to have that, because you're having these mass DNA activations as far as when it comes to who you are in your bloodline, renewals, finding that sense of peace. So we just had that. So now they're wanting to get the people that, everybody now is at these high vibrations. Okay, let's get the ones that are not aware of what's going on, or the ones that are not taking part of their spiritual journey, or their healing, their growth the right way. Let's see what we can stir up in their life. Let's see what we can do to bring down their vibration. Let's see who we can bring back in their past to get them off of track. You see what I'm saying? So that's how that works when it comes to that energy. And that's the reason why it happens 3 times a year in a long periods of times. Okay. So keep in mind that this is going to be disturbed peace. So make sure that you react in it at a way that it does not get you off of your vibration, what the healing and whatever you did in Aquarius season in the beginning of the year, because again, New Year's is typically about New Year's resolutions. So people are, trying to be on that new energy and let go of that old energy. So don't let these people come in and disturb your peace. Acknowledge it for what it is. You are going to have, if you start seeing fives means conflicts, but also use your free will and acknowledge it as change, because it came in to disturb your peace, but at the same time, it's giving you some knowledge, it's giving you some type of information, it's giving you, let's say if it's certain people or family members that are exiting out your life, in order for you to clear paths for new people that are at a higher vibration than these people, that could be family, friends, or co-workers, or jobs, or whatever else it is that's at a lower vibration. So bringing in that abundance, because 2020 is about abundance. It's about, you reaping what you sow. And again, depending on what you have took part of, your healing, that's how they set up the trap as far as when it comes to not giving everybody access to what they are originally destined to have. So make sure you use your free will at the best way as that's possible as you can. Numbers hold frequencies, letters hold frequencies, numbers turn to letters, letters turn to numbers. Okay. Remember that as well. Acknowledging again those tower moments, acknowledging if somebody is, being a distraction from your growth, from causing you to not be able to go on your path that that you're destined to go on that you're destined to go on, make sure that you just acknowledge it. You acknowledging it is allowing your higher self, your 3D body, know, hey, okay, I knew that this was going to happen. I knew that this is happening. Okay, instead of me getting angry and getting upset, let's see what I can do in order to not get my vibration to lower down to where they're wanting me to lower down, and I'm not going to give them back that power, because again, you start seeing fours, and when you start getting fours, you start taking that control back into your life. Okay, so I apologize if I stumbled over any of my words. This is just going to be a quick video to come out for that, to give to y'all for this. I'm going to put it on both of my channels. I'm also going to try to do another video for my Build a Nation by Word of Mouth, and again, the ones that have started, just to see that. Again, that was me going through my Phoenix rising sign and not understanding what was going on with my bloodline, and me being a Manilan woman and all this stuff, and my bloodline rights, and me not, struggling and finding out that I'm indigenous to the United States. It brought a lot of anger. And then having to live in reality with normal people that are not at the same frequency with me, it just also brought up a lot of other anger. And then me also understanding who I am as a soul wise, that brought up all that anger as far as what my soul has been through over and over and over and over and over and over and over. But now I'm standing in my purpose. I know that now, regardless of what race we people are, we need everybody, because everybody has if you go from the beginning of why all this happened and where we were going from this, and it was because somebody fell in love with another species, and that was not supposed to happen, because when you're on an alien mind framed of the way that they thought and how they react and how they live their life, you're not supposed to crossbreed certain species. And with somebody of one of Ra's bloodlines falling in love with a certain species, it got us to where we are now when it comes to that. And Darth Vader is the person that they say for my ancestors to tell everybody that is a story of Lucifer, and him falling in love with the reptilian. And that was one of the reasons why he disobeyed Ra. And they're wanting me to say that because there's a lot of stuff that's getting ready to get, a lot of truth is getting ready to come out. And I'm saying it, me seeing number 23 is letting me know I'm saying this for a reason, because 23 is, I'm at 23 minutes right now in this video. So my video that I'm getting ready to do on my Build a Nation by Word of Mouth is going to talk about King Tut in the number 23, and then also the number 32, which has to do with King Ramses and Nefertiti's bloodline as well. And again, those 3s and 2s equals a 5. 5s means conflicts. So just imagine all the conflicts that have been happening in the United States because King Tut came out of California. Again, America has, which North America and South America is United States, and again, Jamaica and them down there, okay, and Mexico and so on, okay, as far as when it comes to that. So things are finna to change, y'all, and that's all I can say. And America alone had over 13,000 pyramids. Africa only has 300. So that should let you know, okay, so what is the stuff that we have been denied as far as when it comes to the information, the source of information that we need in order for us to really understand who we are. And again, Hitler was somebody that always said that the Negroes in America don't know who they are. So we're going to start understanding who we are because they can no longer hide that information from us, because now we're getting to a point where our genetics are really activating and we're going to get the knowledge and information that we need in order for us to move forward. And that's for every species, whatever race that you are. A lot of Caucasian people that's in the United States, if you have Indian in your bloodline and you know that your great grandmother was a Melanelan or half European and half indigenous Indian, you know that you have Manelan in your bloodline. So that's another thing that you're going to get these activations the same way that we get these activations, because it's in your genetics too. So I had came far from me doing those videos from the beginning. Now I'm understanding. I have family members, again, when I said it on my other videos, that I love my family regardless of what color they are. We have, you know, we have our arguments, we have our disagreements, but at the end of the day, they're my family and I can't change that. But I am put here to help shift my family and help break generational curses. And I can say I did that with doing my Goddess Queen Just Me 23 channel, because at that time I stepped away from the fear and I allowed myself to tap into the unknown. And then I also start helping certain contracts in certain other bloodlines that had contracts with my bloodlines as far as when it comes to healing their generational curses as well. So I'm very grateful when it comes to me stepping up in that purpose. A lot of my friends and family members think I was crazy when I did it. But again, like I told them in my last video that I did on, and I posted on my Facebook, numbers don't lie. I have over 3 million views as far as when it comes to my Goddess Queen Just Me channel alone, and that has to do with certain things that was in the Bible that told us not to touch it because it's denying us access to our genetics and our bloodline rights. So for the ones that rock with me, thank you for rocking with me. I'm pushing towards another step when it comes to my leadership and my awareness and me speaking out, and it's just amazing from who I am, and now from where I came from and who I was when I was a child, and the responsibility that I have took on to get me to where I am now. And it just makes me understand why I went through certain things that I did when I was a child and things that I did when I was a teenage adult is what I want to say, to where I am now, to gaining my information and my complete awareness of my consciousness of who I am and who my soul has always been. So it's exciting to get to that point, and I'm here to help and guide you to help you get to that point, because a lot of y'all are sleep pharaohs, sleep kings, sleep important people, and you don't know that. But I'm here to help you. And like I said, the ones that have been riding with me, the ones that have been rocking with me, thank you for allowing me to be me. And just know, if you're watching me, I tell everybody all the time when I do my zodiac readings and I give my messages to the collective, you are ahead more than you can ever imagine just listening to me. And let's get it, 2020. Namaste, Namo Slay, and y'all have a great day.